What's happening, guys? Aruj again, and today we're talking about ecology, which is the study of interactions. So, today we'll cover what ecology is and the different levels of organization in ecology. So, what is the definition of ecology? Ecology is the study of interactions between organisms, between life, and their environment. And their environment could be non-life. So ecology explains how organisms affect each other and their environment. Okay, there's constant interactions between living things and non-living things. That's what ecology is. Make sure you please take note of every slide with a pencil. Okay, so let's see how ecology fits in with the levels of organization that we've already covered in biology. We started off with an atom. Atoms come together to make molecules. In this case, we have an amino acid. Biological molecules will come together to make organelles. In this case, we have a mitochondria. Many organelles come together to make a cell. In this case, we have a specific type of cell. This is an osteocyte, or a bone cell. Now, if I get several similar cell types that are working together, that'll give me a tissue. And in this case, this is a picture of bone tissue. Okay? So we have atoms, we have molecules, we have organelles, we have cells, now we have tissues. Several different types of tissues working together will make an organ. In this case, we have a bone, a femur. Now, if I take all the organs that work together, that'll give me an organ system. In this case, it'll be a skeletal system for an elephant. And if I take all 11 organ systems that are working together, that'll give me an organism. This right here, this is where we start in ecology, right at the organism level. Okay, so what levels of organization are above the organism? Well, if I take several members of the same species living together, that'll give me a population. So in ecology, from the organism level forward, the next level is a population. Now, a population would be all members of the same species interacting. What levels after that? We would go to a community. And a community would look at not only all elephants, but all life in an area interacting. Okay, so I would look at the zebras, the impalas, the trees, the bacteria in the soil, all living things in an area. Then I would move to an ecosystem. The ecosystem, in short, is all living and non-living things. So for this ecosystem, I would not only would I study the life, I would study the non-life, such as the water, such as the amount of sun, the temperature, the humidity, the pH of the soil, non-living things as well. And lastly, we have the biosphere. The biosphere is anywhere on planet Earth that is able to support life. So let's take a closer look at each of these levels in ecology. So the first one is the organism level. And in short, it's any living thing, any single individual. Sometimes you'll hear the organism level described as the individual. Okay, this is the first level. Next we go to populations. Populations are all members of the same species in the same area at the same time. Okay. So one way that I like to remember what a population is, as you're entering a city or a new town, generally you'll see a sign that says the city name, population, and then you'll have some number. If you think about it, what is that number representing? That number is representing the people in that area, the number of people that live there. So all members of that population. Okay. Again, so this would be, for this example, all elephants would make the population of elephants. Now, if I were to look at that same city and I would start incorporating the living things that live in that city, such as the plants, the cats, the dogs, the birds, that would give me a community. The community is all living things in an area. So in this picture, it's the elephants, the zebras, impalas, the grass, even the soil bacteria. That's the community. All these things interacting together. Okay. After the community, we go to the ecosystem. And the ecosystem studies the living and the non-living. Now, in ecology, we have two specific words for this. Living things we call biotic. Biotic meaning living. Non-living things we call abiotic, or non-living things. Now, examples of abiotic factors or abiotic things would be the temperature, the pH, the humidity, sunlight, and rainfall. Those are all non-living things that are interacting with the life and that the life interacts with. And the last thing is we have the biosphere. The biosphere, anywhere on planet Earth that can support life. Okay? So from the very bottom depths of the ocean to, where birds could thrive flying above, that's the biosphere. Okay? So an easy way to remember all the levels of organization is this little acronym called BECPO. BECPO. We have the biosphere. We have the ecosystems. C stood for community. P was for populations. And lastly, O was for organism. Okay? And you can see that all of these levels build on one another until we end up with the biosphere. I would like for you guys to take note of this little acronym. Okay? And just a quick review, the biosphere, anywhere that can support life. Ecosystem, biotic, abiotic things. Community, all species in an area. Population, all members of one species. And an organism is one individual. That was an introduction to ecology and the levels. I will see you guys next time.